Good evening, everyone. Good evening, afternoon, morning. I'm not sure exactly what time or when you guys are listening to us and watching us, but this is Trey and Roz again from
Hey.
Keep the Fire Burning Marriage Ministry. Again, Keep That Fire Burning Marriage Ministry. We're going to say that one more time. Keep the Fire Burning Marriage Ministry. So, we want you all to understand this is an episode of creative date nights. This is our fourth
Fourth
episode.
episode.
That's right. And this episode, we're highlighting creative date nights. Why it's important to have creative date nights. What are some other ideas for creative date nights? You're not just going to the movies and to dinner. That gets kind of stale and boring. And then um, just we're going to really talk about some of the things that we've done also in Keep the Fire Burning Marriage Ministry on some Keep the Fire, some creative date nights that we have had over the years. So
So, to kick it off, first, we really want you to, of course, like, subscribe, but we want you to interact with us. We want to hear from you. So, make sure you
absolutely.
comment in the chat, drop some comments. So, the first question for you: are you married? And do you still date your spouse? So, we want you to drop some comments in the chat. Yes, we still date. No, we haven't dated. Here's why we haven't dated. We really want to hear from you. So, be sure to comment in the chat.
Absolutely. And so one of the things that we've from Keep the Fire Burning, we started in 2014, and it was originally for couples to have creative date nights.
Because
Very
I'm
important.
creative. I'm real creative. He's
Exactly.
into
And so some of the things we've done with Keep the Fire Burning, some of the couples, the community of married couples that we've had is one was a really good group dating, which was Ace Bounce, and this is in Chicago, and so it's downtown. In fact, it's on North Clark Street, but it's a place where you can really have table tennis. You can have just different things, have little finger food and drinks and stuff like that. Um, but it's a really good. It was really a lot of fun. It's something we did with, I want to say like four other couples, three or four
yeah.
other couples, and it was really a lot of fun, guys. And
Table
so
tennis,
that's one
ping
thing.
pong, super cool, really relaxed and chilled.
Absolutely
Pretty affordable too, not too much of a price point. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
right. And so that's one thing. Another thing that we were able to do is a summer dance. To really dance, of course, during the summer it was free. It was something that was different types of music. I'm not sure. I think it may have been stepping that night, or maybe some reggae or something like that, or house. But they have different types of music.
Yeah, Summer
So
Dance is continuing this year. Also, I believe it's down in Chicago, downtown in Grant Park. And the way that it's structured is it's 1 hour of dance instruction that's
mm-hmm.
free. They bring instructors from all over the city based on the genre of music, like Trey said, house music, salsa, all
That's
sorts
right.
of cool genres of music. I think we even tried swing dance, which was really cool, like East
Yeah.
Coast swing, which I had never done before, which
Yeah.
was super cool. And then it's 1 hour. It's 1 hour dance instruction followed by 2 hours of open dance. People bring picnic blankets. They come out. They chill. You can dance with your spouse. It's really a lot of fun.
That's right. And but another date night experience or another date night type of thing that we had done was sip and paint, or we called it kiss and paint, and that
Voila.
was great because it was something
I
we
love that.
did for the first time in 2015, and it was just awesome. Something we did together that we learned something new about each other, and just a lot of fun, and it created a more of a bonding between each other too.
And I was actually pretty surprised that he actually enjoyed it more than I did because,
Right.
first of all, just full transparency, I'm not a painter. God did not give me the gift
Well,
of drawing.
I'm not a painter
He's
either.
not a painter either. In fact, one picture we had, it was like, I think we were painting a wine bottle and it was upside down. But and it's all about interpretation. But I was
Right.
just surprised at how into that he was. Like, that was
Mm-hmm.
really a aha moment for me. Like, I was like, wow, he really enjoyed that and couldn't wait to do it again. So you just never know what the other person might enjoy. So It's nice to try new
Exactly.
things.
So another idea that I have, which is in Chicago again, and this is a little bit on the pricey side, but it's something to treat yourself and your spouse. It's called Air Ancient Bath, and it's something where it has a circuit through. They describe it as a circuit through baths. It's hot, cold, warm. They have a jacuzzi. They have
It's really nice.
indoor, outdoor bath,
Hmm.
steam room, jet pool. You can also get a massage too, but you're in there for at least 90 minutes. And this is located on 800 West Superior, but it is an awesome, awesome, awesome experience. It's called Air Ancient Bath.
Yes.
And so they have it in different places around the world: Chicago, I think New York, London, Paris, different places. So you
So
definitely want to check it out because it's something you can treat you and your spouse.
yeah, those are really great ideas. And so, we wanted to kind of drop some things that we personally have done. I think we've done all the things that you've named, and we love that. That's
Yes.
something that's been really important for us. But we wanted to talk about, like, why is it even important to date your spouse? Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I think when you have a why, it helps you to start to define your what, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a few things that we think it's really important to date your spouse. One, to stay connected.
Right.
It's really easy in life when you're doing life, when you're doing your routine, when you're day in, day out. It's really easy to lose that connection. Real
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's happened with us. Just being transparent. It's happened where I didn't feel as connected to Trey, or he didn't feel as connected to me. So it's a really great way that we're gonna be. We date once a week on Saturday nights. Typically, is our date night unless we have something going on. We date once a week, and we've been
Right.
doing that for almost 20 years, and it has helped us to maintain a connection with each other. Um, another reason I'd recommend dating your spouse is to make them feel like a priority.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about you're busy. We both work full time. We're both employed, so we
Mm-hmm.
understand full time schedules. We're in ministry together. We have outside recreational activities. We have family. We have a lot of different things that pull at us all the time. So it's really easy to give your the least that you have to your spouse. When you date, it is like I'm making you a priority. I'm saying you're important to me. I want to spend time with you. So that's another reason why we feel that dating is important in your marriage. And
That's
then
right.
one other thing I want to highlight is when you're dating, it's nice when you can experience something new
Something new.
together. Like we always talk about, keep the fire burning. Well, one of the ways that you can keep that spark is doing things that you are comfortable doing with each other,
That's
that
right.
like, I like doing this, we like doing this together. But when you try something new together, it does add a little something extra to the
Mm-hmm.
relationship. You may not enjoy that new thing, and that's fine too. But now you got something new to talk about why we didn't enjoy it, or maybe we could try something different, or whatever. That's just life. So
That's life.
those are just a few things I want to highlight.
Right. And some of the things we want to talk about what's hard about dating and marriage, and that
It's
is
real.
it's kind of
It's real.
easy to take each other for granted. You know, when you're on the go, when you're doing different things, and you just want to kind of chill. You want to chill, and you want to kind of be
Decompress.
decompress. Right. Keep to yourself at times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you kind of keep take each other for granted. Sometimes you don't feel like it. Maybe tired, physically, mentally tired, and but it's definitely worth the press. And another thing that is really hard about dating and marriage is trying to find a babysitter. You know, you may have two, three, maybe four kids, and you know, one babysitter, you know, trying to take care of four kids is too much. So, you probably have found that it's hard to get a babysitter. But if you can squeeze it in at least once a month, maybe twice a month, and it would be worth it because
Yeah, I
invest
agree.
doing day nights, having day nights, you're investing in the marriage. And it is more important investing in your marriage than anything else other than investing in your relationship with God.
Yeah, it'll definitely pay off, and I think it's worth
Absolutely.
it. And there are ways to do it economically. We have relied when we were foster parents. We've relied on a seasoned adult at our
Mm-hmm.
church who was open to supporting us in our parenting season and also allowing us to have that time together. We hired a teenage babysitter of a
That's right.
trusted friend, her daughter, and we hired her for a couple hours, and you could just test it out, see how it works. And if you don't have immediate family, there are other opportunities to think about. And I understand you have to be careful of who you have in
That's
your
right. Can't trust
caring for your
everybody.
children. You can't trust everyone, but there prayerfully there's someone that can step in and be a part of your support system.
And we had a former one of my former students help us out with babysitting.
Yep,
So
just to give you an hour, a couple hours,
absolutely.
it just makes a difference just to have a couple hours. Even if all you do is just go sit in the car, drive to the park, sit and just talk, that couple hours can just make a difference. So.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we want to talk about other ideas.
Yes, more ideas for you.
Other
Just in case,
ideas.
because we know another thing that can be hard is like, I don't have the time to research something. I don't have the time, so I need ideas. So we got more ideas
We
for you.
got you. We got you.
Because we
So.
always, and let me just highlight.
Mm-hmm.
People are always reaching out to us. This is so funny because we always get a text or a question like, "Oh, Roz, what do you think about this?" Or Trey, you got suggestions for this? So we're like, here you go.
That's right. That's right. We coming up. We coming with it.
Oh, and one other thing. I'm sorry. One other thing. One other thing I wanted to say is we live in Chicago, but some of these ideas you can definitely think about how to tweak them in your own city.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't live in Chicago, don't let that limit you because you could think about it, research it in your own city. You just
Mm-hmm.
never know. So
That's right, amen. Explore a historic one place. One thing is to explore an historical landmark or fair. This summer, there are going to be
I like that one.
festivals, food festivals, different festivals.
Yes.
You definitely want to take advantage. You can just date night, take a train ride to a festival, or drive, of course, to a festival, or like I said, a historical landmark. Very important. Some things sometimes we find out about landmarks in other cities, but maybe in our own city we don't
That's
find
true.
out and explore those landmarks. So that's important. That's one idea. Another idea is have a picnic at your house in the backyard. Of course, if
Or
you have a
even in your
house, whatever.
bedroom, lock the door if you got
Mm-hmm.
kids. Lock the door, and once they're put to bed, lock your bedroom door, and reimagine your space in your bedroom and
Mm-hmm.
how you can do something on the floor and just really make it special. Light some candles, create a new fragrance in the atmosphere, set the mood. It can be really really cool too.
Right, right. Just be careful. Don't burn the house. All right. Also, you can
It's prayer.
go. We've done a picnic out. It was a park. It was recently, maybe a couple years ago. But it was we had a barbecue pit, a small little barbecue pit, and had a blanket, had
That was
food, different
cool.
things. Just something cheap and easy.
I think that's
Um,
one of the dates that you surprised me too. I was
yep,
like, really?
sure
Like, that
did.
was super thoughtful. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And I'm not a super outdoorsy person, just to be transparent. I'm
Definitely
like
not.
bugs and stuff. Ugh. But it
Right.
was really sweet. And it was just like a really nice little
So,
something.
and we had off as well. So, to combat all those the fears of bugs and stuff like that. Go camping. You can go camping in your backyard. Same, similar thing. Just if you just want to just get away from the kids or whatever, just take a tent, go out in the backyard, and go camping. Have flashlight, whatever, and just be by yourself, you and your spouse. That's another idea. Also, there are a bunch of ideas. Ideas are just oozing out. You can do paddle boarding. We did paddle boarding as well. It's on 31st Street Beach, which is nice. Which was nice. Nice experience. Something different. And then there are some ideas that, okay, ladies, I want you to open your mind a little bit. Maybe you can get into your husband's world and go play tennis or play basketball with him
Love
or
and basketball.
golf. You can golf with him.
Top golf.
And not just top golf, but just a 9-hole golf course, whatever. But just
That's
do
a good one.
something,
Take a
get
lesson.
into his world as
Yeah.
well. It's very important. We want you all to get into our worlds, not just
Talk
the
about
other
that.
side.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
We want y'all to get in our world too.
yes. So it is not just about what interests you, but another idea is taking a stepping class together. Stepping class. It is good, I found, for couples to continue to dance with each other. You may have been together for 20, 25 years, 30 years, and you may not have danced together for 3 or 4 or 5 of those years.
Can I speak to
It's
that for
good
a
to dance
second?
together.
I do like that, and here's why. I like something that we'll even do just in our home, just he
Mm-hmm.
and I, is we'll just play some music and we will just dance romantically with each other. And I love when we do that. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I love just, connecting in that way. And even if like mobility is a challenge, there's something called just sitting down and just rocking with each other, just holding hands,
That's
or just
right.
whatever season you're in. Just figure out how to make the adjustment so it works for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's
I
right.
like that.
Another idea is go to a baseball or a basketball game. Baseball,
Sports.
in terms of this is summer now, and spring, summer, and the baseball season is upon us. Go to a Chicago White Sox game, Cubs game, wherever, a minor league game if there isn't a major league team in your city. So that's very important. Also, another thing you can do is working out together, exercising together. Don't try to just start working out
Go
when the
for a
doctor tells you to
walk.
work out,
Yeah.
but it's important to be proactive and you can start working out together.
Go for a walk, go to the
Absolutely.
park. We like to ride our bikes. So get some
Mm-hmm.
bikes, invest in that for yourselves, and go ride a bike together or rent a bike. There's Divvy out there in our city. So wherever you are, bike riding is cool too.
Mm-hmm. So those are very important. And of course, we go on vacations, which is so important for us. The older we get, the more vacations we take. So it's not just once a year, but for us, it's twice, maybe 3 times a year, because of the workload that we have and stuff like that. So.
So those are just a few ideas. I think we also wanted to highlight if you're into the arts and want to try, go see a play. You can do
Mm-hmm.
dinner and a play instead of dinner and movie. Think about dinner and a play. Sometimes they even have a prefix menu for theater. There's also all sorts of theaters, right? You can do more upscale theater. You could do high school plays or a play on a college
Mm-hmm.
campus. If you're more on a budget, there are so many different ways to do that experience together. I want to call this four-piece hot and mild date night. So if you're on a budget and you
Talking about
have,
Harold's.
you can get some Harold's, and you can also have this as a connection time with your spouse. So it's just a creative way to spice it up a little bit and
Okay.
have that intimacy with each other. Lock the door again if there are kids in the house and get busy pleasing your spouse, because sometimes you just need to reconnect. And don't forget about what does it take to reconnect with my spouse. That's why dating, I think, is cool, because it
Mm-hmm.
reminds you of like, I'm into my spouse, they're into me. What do I like about them? What do they like about me? How can we continue to evolve together? How can I show interest in them? How can I pursue him? How can he pursue me as
Mm-hmm.
well? Something else, we used to play Scrabble a lot. We don't do it as much now, but if you like board games or some sort of a game, or create a new game together, or play Kahoot or whatever it is. But board games can be fun. You can
That's
even
right.
add a little twist to it. I think once we play strip
Monopoly.
Scrabble,
Mm-hmm.
strip Scrabble. So it's a way to, make it a little fun. You may not get through the whole game, but that's all good. That's part of the fun as
Exactly.
well. Take up a new skill together. Watch a YouTube video. YouTube is free for the most part, so why not? Why not watch it, then imitate something together, or find something new that you can watch together or enjoy together, or learn together as well through YouTube.
Let
Um,
me say this. Also, another thing is concerts.
oh yeah,
Outdoor
concerts are good.
concerts,
Mm-hmm.
or outdoor concerts or
Mm-hmm.
outdoor movies.
Yes.
Outdoor movies. A lot of parks or cities, villages, whatever. they have outdoor movies.
That's true. And you
So,
should check subdivisions, check local communities, check their Facebook pages or their social
hmm
media pages because they post a lot of what they're doing online. So it's good to check out those things. I agree. Those are really good. And then I was going to say, I happen to work for the Convention and Visitors Bureau in Chicago, which is how I get word of a lot of new stuff that's happening in the city because it's on their social pages or in their blog and content like that. So wherever you live in your local city, check the Convention and Visitors Bureau because a lot of cities do have one. They have a
hmm
website. They may have a visitor's guide on there. It's cool to be a tourist in your own city, and it's also a good way for you to discover new things that you may not already be aware exist. Um, so those are just some ideas that we wanted to highlight. Anything else you wanted to add, babe?
um, I think that is pretty much it.
But feel
Yeah,
free to ask us questions. If it's something that you're like, I don't know, or what do you think about this, or suggestions for this, drop it in the chat so we can
that's right.
respond and share some other ideas or helpful tips as well. But we just wanted to take a moment to just really emphasize dating and marriage is cool. It is a
Yes, it
vibe.
is.
It is a way to keep your marriage healthy
Keep it
and
burning.
keep the fire burning.
Hmm
And then the other thing is, if you have an anniversary, be sure to celebrate your
That's
anniversary.
right.
Go out on
That's
a
right.
date, whether it's a small celebration, whatever that is. But be intentional to celebrate each other, celebrate your love. And again, that comes once a year. So that's your time to
hmm
focus on the two of you and just remind each other you matter. It's
hmm
important. Our marriage is important. So we know couples evolve, things change in life. You have children, they grow up, they move out, life events happen, we lose loved ones. There's so much happening in life. But how are you going to stay connected to each other? And
Right.
dating is definitely a tool to help you do
Dating
just
is a
that.
tool.
Now, one thing we didn't talk about, okay, so we date, but sometimes we may not be in a great spot. We might not be on opposite sides and or going through a little test or just, you know, not feeling each other.
hmm
What do you think about that time? Or should we still go out on a date? Should we just not date? What do you think?
Those are times where you can write. If you have a journal, you can write in your journal and just write about things that really upset you about your spouse. The things that really upset you about your spouse. The things that you know you wish you could change. Um, but the key though is to write it down, to get it off your chest, to get it out in the open. If you want to share with each other, that would be great. That would be wonderful. But because communication is so important, um, and it's just a way. But also write down the good things
Yes.
about your spouse. To write
Yes.
down the great attributes about your spouse, and then you can share both. Hopefully, the great attributes outweigh the things that really kind of frustrate you about your
Yes.
spouse.
Yes. And I would just also add, as we are dating each other, it's important to, be mindful of those little things like how I look, my appearance, dressing up for
Mm-hmm.
your spouse, wearing a new fragrance or cologne, buying
Mm-hmm.
some new lingerie, or just really making sure that whenever you do date, you really try to give your best to your spouse. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times we give our best to our children, we give
That's
our
right.
best to our jobs,
The
we give
job.
our best to everybody else, but when it comes to our spouse, it's like you get my leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
dating can be that time where I am being intentional to give you my best. Flirt with each other, have
That's right.
fun, enjoy each other. Tomorrow isn't
It's not
promised.
promised. That's right.
So deepen your love, deepen your commitment, date each other, and have a great time and share with us some
And
cool dates.
and you know what? A couple things I want to talk about really is the work, that job thing. Don't let that job thing get you to the point where you're not dating your spouse. You're working
It's
six, seven
real.
days out
It's
of the week,
real.
and you're like, you're too tired to even date.
I'm
Don't
guilty
do that.
because
Don't
I
do that.
work really hard. I'm guilty. So
So it's important for you to invest more in the marriage than your job, to the best more in the marriage than the kids. I'm just saying that. Also, another day night idea. It's good to go to like an adult store. Go to an adult store. That's right. Pick out some lingerie. Pick out
You go to Vicky's
whatever,
Secret.
whatever
Sometimes
those
those adult
things.
stores be too much.
Nah, they not too much. You can get whatever you want. Get them, get them, get them, and then you can really keep the fire burning when you get whatever you and your spouse get from the adult store, and then bring it back to the house, or go to a park, picnic, whatever. And I'm just saying that's very important. So
So funny.
do something different. Do something different and creative. That's all I'm saying.
And to that point, it's actually interesting. You can some of these beauty supply stores. So for the ladies, some of these beauty supply stores are on a whole other level. I was recently at a beauty supply store, and I was like, when did they start selling lingerie and some stuff that we can really use as wives? So hey, you never know. The beauty supply store might be your next stop too. So
Right.
awesome.
But we want to. We do know that there's unfortunately divorce that happens in marriages, and so we believe that dating each other can prevent some of these divorces, or your marriage ending divorce.
That's true, because sometimes what we've heard is, sometimes spouses no longer feel wanted or desired, or they feel neglected, and so they look for that attention in someone else or outside of the relationship. So it is a start. It is a part of what can be a solution in a marriage, for sure. It's not the only thing. There's so much that needs to happen for a marriage to work, but it definitely is, I think, a key ingredient for
Very
sure.
much so. Very much so. So I think that does it. I mean, unless you have something else you want to add.
Like, subscribe,
yes, please
comment.
comment.
Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you like about this episode, what you don't like, maybe some other topics you want us to cover. We love y'all. We're praying for you.
Yes.
And we believe dating and marriage, it's definitely a vibe.
It's key. That's
awesome.
right. All right.